The U.S. Supreme Court heard arguments Thursday about whether former President Donald Trump should have immunity as he faces charges of interfering in the 2020 presidential election.
But the justices were keenly aware that their decision will have an impact on presidential powers for decades to come. Natalie Brand has more today from the Supreme Court.
We're writing a rule for the ages.
The 9 justices are faced with a question that's never been before the High Court, whether a former president is immune from criminal prosecution.
There is no immunity that is in the Constitution unless this court creates it today.
If a president can be charged, put on trial, and imprisoned for his most controversial decisions as soon as he leaves office, that looming threat will distort the president's decision-making precisely when bold and fearless action is most needed.
The justices appeared skeptical of Trump's attorney's arguments of broad immunity.
He talks to his generals all the time, and he told the generals, I don't feel like leaving office. I want to stage a coup. Is that immune?
If it's an official act, there needs to be impeachment and conviction beforehand.
But some suggested former presidents might have some immunity. They also delved into the difference between official and unofficial acts.
There are many other people who are subject to impeachment, including the 9 sitting on this bench, and I don't think anyone has ever suggested that impeachment would have to be the gateway to criminal prosecution for any of the many other officers subject to impeachment. So why is the president different?
In questioning that lasted nearly 3 hours, legal analysts saw the justices wrestling with where to draw the line.
I absolutely do not count to 5, meaning 5 out of the 9 justices, on either extreme position, on either that there's no immunity or that there's absolute immunity.
Legal analysts say the Supreme Court's opinion could delay Trump's federal election interference trial until after the November election.
Meanwhile, the former president was back in a New York courtroom where he's charged with falsifying business records to cover up payments to an adult film star. David Pecker returned to the witness stand today. The tabloid publisher said he worked with Mr. Trump to buy damaging stories and then squash them during the 2016 presidential race. He said when Daniels was selling her story, he turned it down. But he told Michael Cohen that he should buy it and take it off the market. Prosecutors say the scheme was a crime.
The reason the government says it's illegal was because it was done specifically to influence the 2016 election. Keep information from the public.
Former president said Pecker's been a very nice guy. Prosecutors say that was a message to Pecker and another violation of the judge's gag order. Mr. Trump has pleaded not guilty to 34 felony counts. This is the first of Mr. Trump's cases to reach a jury.